going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Today, we're going to jump into the first video of the series on how I make music. Now, with this video, we're going to start with how I made the biggest hit that you've never heard. So, also known as my intro song, also known as the fan favorite, Problems. Everybody loves this song. This is just one of those songs that's just a very commercial sounding oriented track. And I'm going to walk you through how I made it. So, with every song that I do, I always find a really good instrumental, find a really good producer that has high quality sounds, high quality production. If I'm vibing to it and I'm starting to already kind of imagine things as I'm listening to it, like instantly, I get it and I take it into FL Studio and I start messing with melodies, I start messing with cadences, I start messing with flow and tempo and all that. So this one, I heard this song and I was just like, yo, this is gas. I gotta do something to it. So we're gonna play the instrumental. Already I'm kind of vibing to it. I like this, right? Get into the verses. It's got energy. Makes me want to move, right? Okay. Then it changes right here. Little changes every 4 bars. So this song has life. It's got fluidity. It's got movement. Going to a little pre-chorus right here. Love that 80s sound, that synth bass in the back. Like, I'm just hearing things in my head, okay? And then the chorus drops. Hello? Vibing. So what I always do after I vibe with a song and I take it into FL Studio, I do what's called scat, which is a very popular thing that a lot of artists do. You're basically just making noises. You're coming up with melodies. You're coming up with like the flow and the rhythm of how the words are going to sound, the tone, everything that kind of is going to flow. So most of it is gibberish. It's just for the sound of what I think should sound good with the song. So sometimes it sounds bad. Sometimes I'm off key. I'm trying to find different octaves, different notes. So forgive me if there's some shit in here that doesn't sound good. You know, it's just off the top. So I started with this. So look, right there, I can show you all the things that you're missing out. I ended up using some of those lyrics in the final song. So sometimes the words just kind of flow out of you. Maybe I should have used that, burn this whole city to the ground. I don't know. But I don't think I did anything for the pre-chorus, but the chorus right here. So I got a lot of audio in here. The chorus. That running from your problems just came out off the top. That was always there. So I feel like that was just meant to be. And it just, that dictated the whole song and what it was going to be about. It just came so naturally, so smooth. And ultimately I built the song around that and the vibe. So that kind of started it all, but I'll play the rest. Now, we're going to go into the verses. I have no idea what to expect here, but we just want to see what's going on. So what I was doing, obviously, I was just feeling the tempo. I was feeling like how words are going to sound. What's the flow going to be like? The melody. And then I'm trying to match the beat. The beat changes every 4 bars or something a little bit that's added to it, a little bit extra. And so I just do this the whole song, right? I don't know about that one. Hey, it's off the top, man. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. So right here, I'm hearing something that's like kind of maybe repetitive. Maybe I want to pan some stuff. Like I just want something to kind of build because it's going to go into the last chorus. I'm just saying how I imagine it. So I said problems two different ways there because I'm trying to figure out which one's going to sound better, which one's going to flow, yada, 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 right? Anyways, that's the base of how I start every song. I vibe with the instrumental first, then I lay down melodies and I lay down cadences and flow types and how the song is gonna flow, right? So now let me get rid of all of these. One second, let me get rid of all these extra sounds that we don't need. These are all my takes, all my freestyle takes, all the ideas, if you will. And now I should be able to just play everything the full way and how it ended up being recorded. And I'll walk you through how that goes. So after I get the basic rough draft of these ideas of how you will, then I write to them. And I kind of like write in 4 bars and then go off of that. I don't like to write the whole verse. Sometimes if the verse just comes to me and I just write a whole verse, start to finish, then I do that. But a lot of times I like to take it in sections and see how the words flow off of the last few bars, right? I just want everything to go smoothly. So we started with the verse here.
Why you acting like I'm giving you the runaround? You ain't used to something real, I think I get it now.
A little stutter in there.
I can show you things I know that you've been missing out. Girl, I promise I'm not someone you forget about. Other guys ain't treat you how you want. I can make you feel like the only one. Take my hand, little shorty, what you running from? What you running from?
Now, obviously, I got effects on here. I got my whole vocal chain set up right here. It's funny, my vocals for the verse are actually very similar to the chorus vocals in here. They're running through the same vocal chain with the same effects. Now, to give this verse a little life, like this verse sounds good, okay, but it needs a little some extra, in my opinion. So the stutter was one thing right here, obviously. The stutter is one thing I wanted to give a little some. Just a little some, and that's all it was. It was just one stutter throughout the whole verse. Now, what gave it a lot more life was these layers, right? And I layer them on the end of certain words all the way through. And these ad-libs I have on a different vocal track right here with different effects because I want them to blend. And I also I harmonize them a little bit on a lower octave, so when you hear them together, more life.
Something real, I think I get it now. I can show you things I know that you've been missing out. Girl, I promise I'm not someone you forget about.
Now then I change octaves here again to switch for the next 4 bars. So I match the layers as well on the ad-libs.
I can make you feel like the only one. Take my hand, little shorty, what you running from? What you running from?
Now we get into the bridge, and the bridge, we got some things going on here, okay? With the bridge,
hold on, baby, where you going?
We have 2 layers. So we have the main bridge here.
Hold on, baby, where you going? These feelings are real.
And I know it's named bridge layer, but I ended up switching these two because I like the lower end first.
Hold on, baby, where you going? These feelings are real, you know it.
And that sounds good, right?
Hold on, baby, where
sounds good.
Going?
But again, it needs a little bit more, so I added this layer right here.
Hold on, baby, where you going?
Little different notes.
These feelings are real, you know it.
Together.
Hold on, baby, where you going? These feelings are real, you know it.
Then I got some panning going on with the left and right. And it's going to be for these little ad-libs right here.
Problems.
That's all it is. It's just problems repeating, but I have it left and right.
Problems.
So all together,
hold on, baby, where you going?
We got so much more bounce and so much more life to it, and it's already just that by itself. I'm like, wow, this is good. So you add it with instrumental.
Hold on, baby, where you going? These feelings are real, you know it. Slow down and enjoy this moment.
And then it drops into the chorus. So right here, same thing with the chorus, man. I love layers. I love adding layers and harmonies. It just makes the song that much better and gives it so much more of a full sound and feel.
Cause you running from your problems, I guess. Now you got me caught up.
That's the main chorus. Got to add the layer to it, of course.
Cause you running from your problems,
a little lower.
I guess. Now you got me caught up in it. Cause you running from your problems, I guess.
And now we added a third layer to give it a little bit more of a higher harmony. So we have a lower one and a higher one, and that'll sound like this.
Cause you running from your problems, I guess. Now you got me caught up in that. I know that you falling, say less.
And then we're gonna add that with the main chorus. They're also blended in a way where the volumes are different too, because you don't want everything the same volume. It's gonna be too much. You have to blend it in. You have to give it a little bit of sauce. You have to let everything breathe, right? So all together, it's this.
Cause you running from your problems, I guess. Now you got me caught up in that. I know that you
Nice and full, got some harmonies. It sounds great. You add that with the chorus, and it's just,
Cause you running from your problems, I guess. Now you
it's a vibe. It's just a vibe, dude.
I know that you falling, say less. You know that I got us, don't stress. I'm around.
Now, on here, I have some sort of delay. So with the chorus, let's just play this at the very end. I have a delay that I just wanted at the end because I felt like it dragged. I felt like there was too much space in between the end of the chorus and the verse 2. The delay bleeds into the second verse, and I wanted it to come out. I wanted it to stop before the second verse, right? So this is what it is without the delay, and it bleeds into the second part. So I didn't like that. I wanted it to I have the delay set to where it reaches full delay at the end of the chorus, and then it comes down as it goes into the verse.
Damn, you so bad.
Much smoother, right?
Damn, you so bad that you ought to know. Love the fast life, but we can take it slow. I can give you what you want, what you waiting on. Everything.
That sounds good, but it feels like it's missing something, right? So I wanted to thicken it up. I literally just redid that verse and put a thickening layer underneath it to give it a little bit more sauce, a little bit more oomph. It's subtle, but it's there, right? It's very subtle.
You so bad that you ought to know. Love the fast life, but we can take it slow. I can give you what you want, what you waiting on.
Very subtle, but it's enough to give it a little bit more. It allows it to cut through the mix a little bit. So I'll play it with and without, and you may or may not notice it because it is subtle, but we'll go ahead and turn it on and off and let you listen to it.
Damn, you so bad that you ought to know. Love the fast life, but we can take it slow. I can give you what you want, what you waiting on. Everything is going right.
You can hear it when the, because they're not exactly lined up all the way one for one, right? Like some of these words right here, they're slightly off, just slightly. And that's natural. You don't want it to be 100% on. And that's why you never clone vocals and put them on top of each other, because you'll get phasing issues and it'll actually sound messed up. You want it to be slightly off. You want it to sound natural. And the volume on it is very different. I put this verse on the chorus layer, but it's a double chorus layer, but it's a separate track and it's at -16 dB, whereas the main verse is at -5 dB. So there's a -11 dB difference in that, right? So it's subtle, but it adds enough to where it's like you notice it when it's there and it adds some fullness, but then I still felt like it was missing something, right?
Damn, you so bad that you ought to know.
It still needs some, it's better, but it still needs something. So I added these beautiful ad-libs.
You ought to know. Take it slow.
And I got a little bit more oomph. I got a little more oomph and a little more energy. So you put it together and it's spread out.
We can take it slow. I can give you what you want, what you waiting on. Everything is going right. We can do no wrong. Say you don't love.
Now right here, I felt like I didn't need a thickening layer,
Say you don't love, baby.
but I still needed those ad-libs to add some life, man.
Say you don't love, baby. I don't buy that. Scared of getting hurt, even though you hide that.
We vibing, but we need some life, baby.
Baby, I don't buy that.
Add a little something soft,
Even though you hide that.
a little softness, you know what I'm saying?
You like that.
And then you
Say
put it together.
don't love, baby, I don't buy that. Scared of getting hurt, even though you hide that.
Yeah.
I promise I don't buy it, well, unless you like that. Unless you like that, by the way.
Now, because the way that I ended this verse and I'm kind of singing and I'm going into the transition of the beat that changes, I had to switch it up. And it's the second verse and we're about to go into the final chorus. I needed to switch it up. I needed to make sure that we're continuing this high. We're going up and up, right?
Unless you like that, by the way.
So I got some singing here.
Did you fall in love when you called me up and we talked till we fell asleep?
Added a layer. You know the drill. Added a layer.
Did you fall in love when you called me?
Subtle. Very subtle. But it's there. And then these are my favorite ad-libs of the whole song. They add so much, and like it's like a counter melody almost. Like just the way that these harmonize are just beautiful.
Did you fall in love when you called me up and we talked
like hello?
till we fell asleep?
Hello? Hello? It's just a vibe.
By the way, did you fall in love when you called me up?
Oh.
We talked till we fell asleep. It ain't really often now that my walls go down. Think you might
So
be
good.
the one for me.
Again, I have some delay right here where I wanted to stop and come into the pre-chorus, the bridge.
Hold on, baby, where you going?
Same as before.
These feelings are real, you know it.
Now, this is the last chorus, so I need a little some extra. I need to pop off a little bit more. It's got to be the last one. It's got to hit the best. It's got to make you just feel the best, so you want to play it again because it's at the very end. So you need to be like, what's in this? I got to play it back, right? So I added another layer.
Cause you running from your problems, I guess. Now you got me caught up in that. I know that you falling, say that.
We doing some high note stuff here. I don't know what I was doing.
Cause you running from your problems, I guess. Now you got me caught up in that. I know that you falling, say that.
I thought I was Beyonce or something. I don't know what I was doing, but it works.
Cause you running from your problems, I guess.
Add these two layers.
Caught up,
Add another layer.
I know that you falling.
Add the main chorus.
You know that I got us, don't stress.
Now,
I'ma ride for you if you ride for me.
that is some ear candy that we needed right here. This ride.
Ride, 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 ride.
I needed that. I needed some sauce.
Yes, I'ma ride for you if you ride for me.
Had to do it to him.
I'm tryna play for keeps. You ain't gotta worry, put your trust in me. Cause you running from your problems, I see.
Now, the original beat actually ended there, and I was like, nah, I need a little some extra, okay? Just one extra thing to really get the people going. And so what I did was I chopped the beat right here, and I added one more chorus, right? I was a little selfish, but I had to do it. Had to get a little something. And then I added this last chorus, and
I see. Cause you running from your problems, I guess. Now you got me.
and the funny thing about this last chorus is it's kind of the most simple, but I recorded it differently. I'm projecting more. I sing the chorus slightly different. I have some ad-libs, but I don't really have a whole lot of layers to it. And it just works so well.
I see. Cause you running from your problems, I guess. Now you got me caught up in that. I know that you
Right?
falling.
That's different than this chorus right here.
Cause you running from your problems, I guess. Now you got me caught up in that.
That's much more chill, and this is more aggressive.
From your problems, I guess. Now you got me caught up.
It's something different.
From your problems, I guess.
Just a little ad-lib right there, and then a couple ad-libs down here.
From your problems, I guess. Now you got me caught up.
And these are even more like emotional and more in it, if you will.
Now you got me caught up. I know that you falling.
I'm almost doing some crooning and like, you know, it's a more emotional high note kind of stuff, but it just works, man.
Yes, now you got me caught up in that. I know that you falling. Say that. You know that I got us. Don't stress.
And then I liked it, but at the very end, I had a homie, shout out Taylor. He was like, bro, you should add just something extra at the very end, just like kind of an outro, because it did feel a little empty here, and I have it right out for like, 20 seconds. I'm like, dude, you know what? I think I'm just gonna repeat problems a little bit, because this is kind of a boring outro. Like it just ends like that.
Don't stress.
I don't know. I feel like it just needed just something to kind of help bring the listener down, because this whole song, my goal was to just level up, just keep taking the listener to new heights, and just like, this is better and better, and ear candy, and you're just listening to, and this whole experience is like, whoa. But when you conclude the song, I don't want it to just kind of like, that's the end. I want it to kind of like, oh, this is the end and we're coming back. It's a nice, we're coming back. So in the final version, I have problems repeating at the end. But that's the song, man. That's what I did. It's funny, when I made this song, this is still one of my favorite songs I've ever made. Anytime I show somebody this just has such a commercial sound to it. It's a very genre-friendly song. Like, anybody could listen to this at any time. It's a very broad song, right? You could play this anywhere at any time. You don't have to censor it. It's not too far in either direction. It's just a very good commercial sounding song. And I remember when I was making this, I was living with my homie Bryce up in Dallas, and I just had the chorus down, just the chorus, and I'm blasting in my studio, and I'm doing some mixing, and he like bangs on my door and comes in, just barges in, is like, dude, is that you? And I was like, yeah, bro, this is the new song I'm working on, bro. And he was just like, play that shit. And we cranked it. We were just vibing to the chorus for like 10, 15 minutes. We just kept replaying it over and over, and I had nothing else written. And I just kind of felt like it was special from that moment. You know, I was like, dude, this is incredible, because he didn't think it was me. He was like, dude, I thought that was like Kid Leroy or something. You know, he just thought it was already some crazy hit, and he was so happy when he found out it was me. But anyways, that's how I make all my music, essentially. Like, yeah, each song kind of varies a little bit, verse to verse, chorus to chorus, effects, whatever. But overall, this is kind of my process on how I make music, and this is how I made Problems. And I do have another session where it's a mixing session. You know, if you guys wanted to see that, I could show you how I mix. I could show you my effects on the vocal chain. I could show you how I record. I could show you how things are panned and automation, and how I get everything to sit well with panning and levels and volume and all that, if you guys want. And then, you know, I have all that. Once it's all mixed, I send it off to my cousin, shout out Paul, and he masters it, and he just takes it from good to just amazing, you know. So, but anyways, that is how I made the biggest hit that you've never heard. That's how I made Problems. And that'll do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want me to make more content like this, you know, let me know down below what else you want to see. If you like this series and you like this style of video, let me know by giving it a like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Help support the channel, and comment what you want to see from me next time. Hope you guys are having a good day. Sending positive vibes your way, and until next time, I'm out.
Ride for you if you ride for me.